Oh, there we go. Nice little bass. All right. So today I'm just going to do a little shore fishing with my ultralight, 5.5 foot spinning rod, 6-pound Berkley Fireline, and the size 1 Blue Fox Super Vibrex spinner. The weather's been really just not great lately. It's taking a long time to warm up. So today's another kind of a cool day. I'm really just going for whatever's gonna bite. I'm thinking probably a couple smallmouth bass, maybe a few small chain pickerel. But anyway, that's the goal for today. I'm not even gonna put the waders on. I don't have that much time. So hopefully we're going to produce a few bites. So we'll see what's going on. Thanks for tuning in. I think the way the wind's blowing, there'll be a little bit of a calm spot at the end of the lake. This will be the south end of the lake. But because there is a breeze, I decided to leave the fly rod behind in the van. Gonna keep going with this deadly little size 1 Blue Fox Super Vibrex spinner. No question, I should be using a wire leader or at least some kind of stronger leader material, but I'm feeling kind of lazy today. You know, I'll probably pay the price for that, but I don't have a lot of time. Feeling kind of lazy. Weather's kind of blah. But anyway, let's see what we can do down here in 15-20 minutes. All right, sure enough, the Windy app was right. I do like the Windy app. If you don't have it, it's definitely worth a download, the free version. You can just quickly look at it and it'll tell you what direction the wind is blowing. So we do have a calm spot down here. Oh, big deer print there. Must have been down here getting a drink. Still have to watch out for ticks a bit, but I'm gonna go all the way over here to where the sand turns to rock and make a few casts. Brought a few other lures today. I'm not really needing to use them, but we will see. It's quite a branch. Quite a tree. Look at the size of that tree. Whoa, that is a big one. Huh. What do we have here? Looks like they must be pumping out some water to do something on the field up there. I'm gonna start right here. I think I'll get the camera and the mount. All right, we'll put the tackle box down. Are we recording? Yep. Okay. Lots of pollen in the water. Nasty for those who are affected. No bites here. Hear a little something in the woods there. Anyway, thanks for coming along. It's always fun. You know, I don't mind going fishing by myself. I usually have a pretty good time, but it's always more fun when you can go with a friend or with someone else. This is the next best thing because, you know, in order to make these videos, you really do have to talk as if somebody else is here. I think I can get around there. It's a big rock. Not the smartest. Oh, got my toes wet. Let's see if I can not slip on the rocks today. This lake has a pretty solid population of smallmouth bass, chain pickerel, white, yellow perch. So far, not a nibble. You know, you really got to get out and move while you can. This is the time. If you are able to get out and move around, there is no time like the present. Get out. There we go. Oh, I had a tap. Get out and get some fishing in while you still can. You don't want to look back on life and ask yourself, you know, why didn't I do more of that? Because you've only got a set number of days. And this year, the end of last year has not been without its challenges. But I made a decision, I think it was around New Year's, that my motto for this year is alive in 25. And what I mean by that is, you know, doing as much living things that make me feel alive as possible, no matter what is going on. Because when winter comes, oh, there we go. Nice little bass. All right. And I know holding the camera on my chest is not ideal. Ah, nice. But that's what I'm going to be doing today. Nice little guy. All right, come on down. Nice. All right. Not shabby. Perfect fun on an ultralight right there. So, number one. As I was saying, that makes me feel alive. Alive in 25. So get out and live life. Because when winter comes and it's freezing cold, at least you can have the memories. And you know, watching these videos is kind of fun too. I don't know about other YouTubers, but I enjoy rewatching my videos. I can relive these moments. Sometimes these spinners will wrap up. It's just as simple as that. And what you want to do, if you're not using a swivel, this line is twisted, and I know there's probably veteran anglers out there saying you should use a swivel. If you're using a swivel, the line will twist less, obviously, but if you're not using a swivel, the line will twist, so you want to kind of untwist it once in a while. And there's ways to really untwist it if you're out and about. You can take the hook off and just troll your line behind the boat. That will help untwist the line. I just find sometimes that... Oh, gotta get under here. I just find that sometimes with a swivel, I just don't get the spinner doing the action that I'm looking for. So, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It's like they got some trees marked here Hopefully they're not going to be chopping them all down. So in a spot like this, I like to do some fan casting. I want to start by going in the shallows to my left. And then I'll, fish. Oh, that was a strike. And then I will fish every, 4 or 5 feet out a little deeper. Oh, I thought I had one. Been fishing for 40 something years. I'm gonna retie this line, but even after fishing for a good 42 years of my life, I can still be fooled when a stick comes along. And what I want to do with this channel is really cater to, let me lower this, cater to the novice angler, the older, slightly older person who maybe is just getting into fishing. Sorry, I keep putting that off camera. What I'm using here is an improved clinch knot. That's pretty much my go-to knot. I'll cover it in detail in another video. But yeah, the person who doesn't have much experience fishing, maybe is a little intimidated, do not be intimidated by fishing. You don't have to be intimidated by it. There's just a few things to keep in mind. Just relax and have fun. And don't worry about what other people may think, or if you're new to casting and you're not very good at it yet, just relax, take your time, get out, practice. I remember, and I will do another video on bait casting. I remember I really wanted to learn how to fish a bait casting rod and reel. And I practiced all winter long in the lot next to the house that we lived in. And eventually I got it. And it's not that hard. All these things are not that hard. It just takes practice. So don't be afraid. Now really what I'm looking for here is a bit of a drop off, and I'm not seeing it here. It's possible up on that point. See where the point kind of is up higher and comes out, but I'm not seeing a definite drop. And so, to find the bigger fish, you really need that access to deeper water. And I have fished this cove from a boat, and I know it's not a big drop off out there, but I am going to walk as far as that point. So let's get going. And I got my sneakers on in case any scary wildlife comes out. Hopefully I can run across these rocks. But yeah, I want these videos to be helpful to the novice angler or the casual angler. You don't, like I said in another video, you don't need a boat. You don't even need waders. I mean, I promoted waders in that video where I said you don't need a boat. Just get out and find a stretch of shoreline. And make the most of it. You can still have lots of fun off the shore. Let's give this a go. Here, fishy, fishy. I think that's a northern perula. I gotta get the Merlin app going again. I am actually kind of hoping I do not connect with a large chain pickerel. I really don't want to lose this lure. or at least if I do hook into one, it needs to be on the outside of the mouth, not on the inside. Another overcast day. There we go. Right there. Aha, chain pickerel. Thankfully, I do have him on the outside of the mouth. Wow, that thing jumped right out of the water. They don't usually jump out of the water. Now, I am on a lake, a waterway where they are required, you're required to not release chain pickerel. So this guy is not going back. There are just too many of them, and ice kind of hooked a bit deep anyway. So I will turn the camera off and dispatch him and keep moving. So yeah, chain pickerel, even smallmouth bass are not native to these parts of the world. The smallmouth bass seem to have been tolerated better by anglers, in fact welcomed by a lot of anglers because of their sportiness. The chain pickerel are basically like a small pike, but they've reproduced so quickly that they're a problem. There's too many. They're eating everything that swims. So the rule is this year, they do not go back. They're not a horrible eating fish. They're not great, but they're not horrible. So, that was a chain pickerel. Took my sweet size 1 spinner. Yeah, the wind's picking up. You know what? I'm not actually gonna stay. I got my fishing in for the day. That's disappointing. Yeah, the teeth just right through that line. I guess I kind of prophesized that to come to life on the way here, talking about I should have had a leader. On the positive side, I did have that spinner in use for the last month and a half, and it treated me well. It doesn't owe me anything. I am disappointed that it's out there in a fish. They'll probably shake it. And I've got one little chain pickerel to take home. Yeah, that kind of does it for this little adventure. So I'm trying to grow this YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment. I'm looking forward to making regular videos through the season, and as the season goes on, we're going to have more and more opportunities for different kinds of fish, different techniques, freshwater, saltwater, you name it, we'll be doing it. Fly fishing, spin fishing. But if you're a newbie and you have any questions, drop a comment, let me know. I'd be happy to answer them for you. I've been a licensed fishing guide since the age of 16, which as of the time of this video is over 30 years ago. And I've always enjoyed taking people fishing, so in a way I'm taking you fishing. You just don't have to pay for it. And so that's kind of cool. I'm happy to help. Ask me your questions. I might even try a few live streams, questions and answers, that kind of thing. So we will see how that goes, and we will see you on the next video. Thanks for coming along. Tight lines. Take care and have a great day.